To expand hiring, they're aiming to have 30% women recruits by 2030, and even allowed YouTube influencer Michelle Carre to train with agents.
But I'm very conscious as I sit in this chair now of making sure that we need to attract diverse candidates and ensure that we are developing and giving opportunities to everybody in our workforce, and particularly women.
That workforce will be pivotal for the 2024 campaign season.
DEI is now truly exposed as DIE because this diverse equity inclusion BS is getting people killed. We talked about it with Boeing, with the situation with the airplanes, all those incidents going on. People died a couple of years ago, and people could have died this year with the Boeing incidents because they're running DEI practices. It's in other industries, and we see it even in the Secret Service because the government, Biden, his organizations, the Department of Homeland Security, they chose a diversity hire to run the Secret Service. And her priority, as we just saw, is to bring diversity to the Secret Service. It's to bring more women to the Secret Service. What the hell is going on? So instead of having brute men, instead of having men over 6 foot tall who can actually shield the president adequately, we got a bunch of tiny ass women out here. Now, I'm just going to say it straight. Women shouldn't be in all jobs. Maybe you can argue some men should be in particular jobs, but that's not the topic here. This particular job is not for women. Maybe they can be in the office doing paperwork or doing something else, but actually physically protecting the president, hell no. So let's look at this clip here as an example. Look at this. They're trying to shield him, but his head is still exposed. If there's another shooter, he shot because she's just too small. And she was actually the best out of all of those female officers we had out there. Let's look at another clip of two more. One was looking hella flustered, panicky, moving back and forth, all jittery, unfocused, not knowing what the hell was going on because it was live. It wasn't some training scenario, not some video that you watched 100 times. And the other lady was so damn flustered she couldn't even holster her weapons. Let's take a look. So again, this is not a job for women. We're talking about the most renowned politician on the planet. The guy who looks to become president of the United States. All indications are pointing to him. And this is his detail. This is his security detail. Let's also take a look at some of the issues that females have in his job and jobs similar to this, which is why a lot of us are saying that it's certain jobs women shouldn't be doing, like infantry, certain police jobs, Secret Service for sure. Let's take a look at just 2 women police officers trying to arrest one male suspect. This isn't a big guy. This isn't some Paul Bundy, gigantic man, or anything like that. This is just a normal, regular, everyday thug, probably on crack or something. And these females couldn't even get him in cuffs.
Look at me, the homie will whoop your ass, nigga. Shit, let me borrow those strap real quick, but I'll shoot that nigga right in his ding-a-ling. You trying to jack the homie, this what your bitch ass get. Watch out, I hit him with the spray, you want to.
Nah, keep that.
Hell yeah. That's that West Side shit, we live, nigga. Shit, you know what I'm saying, pick up a body cam. Then drop the bone, girls drop their body cam on the ground. Richie Mac live, motherfucker. Fuck this motherfucker. Bitch ass nigga. You already know what time it is, nigga. We right here live, nigga. It's going down like a plane crash. Call for backup, they gonna shoot.
Some people are saying this is an inside job. It's a conspiracy. I don't know yet. But we know Secret Service dropped the ball big time. There are even reports that the sniper had his eyes on the shooter, but didn't get the authorization to take him out until after Trump was already shot. Maybe Trump needs his own security detail. I know Secret Service has certain legal protections, legal powers, and authorities to take control of big portions of a city when the president arrives, and maybe Trump is used to that. Maybe he doesn't want to have his own security. Maybe they won't have all the legal powers that Secret Service has. But I don't know if these guys can be trusted. It looks like the deep state might be after Trump, just like they were after JFK back in the day. Trump might need to go private. RFK is going private because he has no choice, because Biden is a piece of shit scumbag and won't even give RFK Secret Service. Now, Trump has a Secret Service detail, but it's not enough. Trump's campaign actually asked the Department of Homeland Security to beef up his detail. That was denied some weeks ago. So he might need to hire some guys who are more professional than this. Actual brute 6 foot tall and above men who can protect the president adequately, who won't be all jittery and shaky, who won't hesitate to take out a shooter. And you can say, well, you never been in that situation. Things get really hot when you're in the heat of the moment. Well, that's why we need the best personnel. We need people who can remain focused, the best of the best, to protect the president. Let's look at this 1981 example of President Reagan being shot and how quickly they got him out of there. Now, I will say this. It was a different scenario. Reagan was not on the stage completely surrounded by individuals. He was on the sidewalk. The car was right there. But they quickly threw him in the car, got the hell out of Dodge. And they didn't say, oh, we're going to let you raise your fist, even though that's one of the most iconic pictures in American history. I love that picture, the image, fight, fight, fight. They said, we're not going to let you do any of that. We're going to throw you in and get the hell out of here. And this Secret Service, what Trump should have moved in a similar way. Let's take a look. So the Secret Service dropped the ball. This man was, 150 yards or so? Let's pull up a pic. This guy had an elevated sniper position on the most well-known politician on earth. How in the hell does something like that happen? So let's look at this clip here of a former Secret Service guy who knows the ins and outs of this particular industry, guarding presidents, wives and kids, stuff like that. Let's take a look at his opinion on what happened here.
But when I think when you look at the reaction, and look, I don't know about the personnel that were in that outer perimeter and the middle perimeter, but when you look at this, the reaction right around him, how many people came and enveloped him and created that wall of body armor and flesh around him, and then even more when he got down the stairs and they were pushing him toward the truck. I think that was a pretty significant response of manpower.
But Jeff, when you talk about them surrounding him and the amount of flesh, his head was visible and he was able to fist pump, which the crowd loved. But if there was another shooter somewhere, that looked like a very dangerous situation. I've always seen, maybe I'm just watching movies, but I also remember the Ronald Reagan case where, it was like full coverage.
Whisked off.
You never saw him. I mean, so how standard was what we saw there?
That's the one thing I've said throughout this since it occurred is the one thing I would have liked to have seen done differently is once they get to him, they should have grabbed him and gone. Look, he wants to wait for his shoes. That's great. But no, we're going. So if I had one criticism, that would be it. I would have liked to have seen him off the stage and into the armored vehicles more quickly. Once you get in those armored vehicles and you're locked down, you're pretty safe and you can get moving at a pretty high rate of speed quickly if you had to. So that is the one criticism I had.
If you're training this, Jeff, how quick should that happen? I mean, that took over a minute. If you're training on this, what's the standard? Should that have happened in 20 seconds? Should they have been moving the minute they touched him?
Yeah, that was if it's me, once I realize he can get to his feet, the feet are moving. It'd be hard to put a stopwatch on it. But if it's me, yeah, we're getting to our feet and we're going. We know where the cars are. They're close by. Let's go.
Jeff, I want to stick with that 2 minutes for just a moment, or that what happened then on the stage. If that is your one concern, if you've reviewed the material, you said that took too long. What, in your estimation, what went wrong? And as Rachel said, we all see this moment, and it's iconic of President Trump, saying, wait, and raising his fist to the crowd. But why did it take so long? President Trump, we've all been around him, has a commanding presence, and he's going to be in charge of many situations. But you have to wonder, was this a situation where he shouldn't have been in charge, where someone in charge of his life should have been commanding the situation? Why did it go in a way that right now your gut instinct is that's not the way it should have gone in this moment?
Well, it probably simply is because that moment of confusion and things aren't clear. From what I heard, and I can't confirm this, by that point they had already heard a communication saying the shooter's down.
Yes.
But as Rachel mentioned earlier, what if that was just the distraction and the real attack is coming and there's 4 more guys with guns?
Exactly.
And finally, let's look at a witness who talked about seeing the shooter. He saw the guy over there fumbling, climbing up to get in position to shoot Trump. And he tried to warn the police. He tried to warn Secret Service. There were other witnesses out here. He's the one being shown all over the place. So let's take a look at some of his testimony.
Who was here? You weren't inside the event,
nope,
but you were just outside. Tell us what you saw.
So we had a party here all day. You can see behind us at the Brinkles Farming Greenhouse here. We had a party, and we all decided, hey, when we hear Trump up there, we're going to walk up through the field, stand by the trees up there under the shade, and watch and listen to the rally. Right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea, but we noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, and we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle. We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? Like they didn't know what was going on. We're like, hey, right here on the roof, we can see him from right here. We see him. He's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2 or 3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots rang out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police and the Secret Service?
We were telling the police. We were pointing at them for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
binoculars?
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? This is not a big place.
So there you have it. The Secret Service apparently is a woke organization now, run by a lady who used to be head of security at Pepsi. Or like Elon Musk said, used to guard Cheetos. But she came in talking about, oh yeah, I'm going to bring in diversity. I'm going to bring in women to this organization because we need to appease the woke left activists, the left-wing activists. Terrible decision. So Trump, you need to get your own security, or have them get your own security to supplement the Secret Service maybe. But this is absolutely ridiculous. Heads need to roll. The DHS guy, the Republicans in the House need to drag him in immediately. Tomorrow, they need to drag him in. The director of the Secret Service. We need to see some heads roll, because this is absolutely ridiculous. And all of these females, if they're not released, they need to be reassigned. Go do some desk work or something like that. But you can't be physically guarding targets. Ridiculous. But let me know what you guys think. Leave me your thoughts below. Share the video. Thanks for watching.